Got something a little bit different for you today on the channel. This is the Aventon Abound SR. There's some really cool security features, and we're going to check it out next on Crisscrossed. Let's go, guys. Alright, e-biker, so you were looking at probably the most secure e-bike in the market right now. This is the Aventon Abound SR, $18.99 from Aventon e-bikes here. If you don't know Aventon, well, this is my first time reviewing one of their e-bikes. They have over 1,800 dealers nationwide, so if you want to see one of these in person, go onto the Aventon website and check out where the dealers are, because they have a pretty extensive network of these folks. And you can buy these in person, check them out, ride them, test them, and give them a try. But this is the Abound, and this is probably, like I said, the most secure e-bike in history because of all the security features it has. It's got an app, you can lock it, you can geofence it. We'll get into all that in a few minutes here. But I wanted to show this thing off because it's a really nice utility e-bike. It's kind of a short frame, I call it a short tail. It's got a really nice long rack back here, longer than normal. And this is kind of a takeoff on their Abound cargo e-bike that they have as well, with the longer rack back there. This is a really nice utility e-bike I think many folks are going to like. So let's get into some of the specs here. And before we do that, this bike comes in this purple haze here, really nice color. Also cobalt blue and stealth black. Really nice paint job. They outdid themselves on that one. And we need more purple e-bikes in the world. And this is a great example of what that looks like. Let's talk about power. Back there, kind of hidden behind the little screen on the mesh screen on the rack, is a 750 watt motor. And this is the Class 2 e-bike though, and 80 newton meters of torque. So it's got some pretty good punch to it, especially when you consider the fact that the battery is only a 36 volt battery. Now it is LG cells, 2271 cells, so 36 volts. 20 amp hours of battery back here. So they say it's good enough for about 60 miles of range. And it is UL certified as well. And it's IPX4 water resistant. And you get 3 levels of assist with this thing. So that's the specs on the motor and the power and the battery. All right, so let's try and get the battery out of here. I looked in the app. I didn't see where to do from the app, but you hit the plus and minus. You get into the... Okay, we're in the settings now, so I'm going to go down the battery lock, I guess. I'm going to hit plus. And now what? Adjust. Okay, it just popped open, and there's your battery. That's really cool. So the Abound features this new ACU unit. It stands for Aventon Control Unit. It's onboard tech that sets a new standard for kind of security and technology on an e-bike. So let's take a look at what this thing has. It's kind of got a bunch of features. It's got 4G connection, so it provides riders with the ability to control their bike and its functionality remotely from wherever they may be. So that's pretty neat. It's got GPS. You can track your bike location at any time with the built-in app. It's got unusual detection activity or detection. Able to detect unusual activity and alert riders if their bike is moved without authorization Riders can opt to activate an onboard alarm when their bike is moved, as well as receive notifications of unusual activity through the mobile app for Aventon. And it's got geofencing, which is kind of interesting. So geofencing gives riders ultimate control over whether a bike is ridden or not ridden. So I guess if you're a parent, you can basically restrict where your kids ride this thing. I've never seen that on an e-bike before, so that's pretty interesting tech. The ACOU will eliminate throttle and pedal assist power as soon as the bike enters a restricted area or leaves an allowable area. Very interesting there. It also comes with a startup password that you can create to, if you want to, in order to operate the bike, again, for security purposes there. There's also a keyless battery. Now, this is also interesting where there's no more keys here with an e-bike, which it's kind of nice, actually. If you think about that, it's a hassle to deal with keys. You gotta store them somewhere. You could lose them. They could bend, things like that. With the Aventon Abound here, you use the app to take the battery out. So you will need your phone to do this, but you won't need a key. So there's definitely a trade-off there. Batteries can be removed via the bike display or the Aventon app. So you can do it through the display on the bike as well, and I'll show you that. But that's kind of what the ACU unit does for you. And it also comes with an integrated bike lock, again, from the app. You can engage the integrated lock through the bike display or the app for added peace of mind that your bike is secure. So pretty cool tech there from Aventon. Here's a look at the cockpit setup. Very simple, clean, plenty of space for accessories. Because you got a nice left side display here. Very minimal display. It's small, but it is nice once you get up close to it. And that's what it looks like. 3 levels of assist. You got the turn signals there. You got the walk mode. You got your light there and the power in the middle. Left side thumb throttle, locking grips. When it comes to gearing, looking at 8-speed trigger shifter up top here on the right-hand side. That's mated to a 52-tooth chainring, covered chain as well. Shimano Altus derailleur and a 12 by 32 tooth cassette behind there. It's kind of hard to see. Shimano cassette. And it's a nice set of gearing on this e-bike. There should be no ghost pedaling, and shifting should be pretty smooth. So we'll check it out. When it comes to tires and brakes, we have Teco hydraulic disc brakes on here. Now we have 2 different rotor sizes. This is a little bit unusual. We got a 203 millimeter on the rear back here. Normally you see these on the front, and the rear one is smaller, like a 180. But that is a very big brake rotor on the rear of the Aventon Abound SR. Here is a look at the front. So here's the 180. And not sure why they did that. Normally it's kind of reversed that way, but you got these urban tires here with your reflective strip. Nice street tread there. You got a nice front fork with probably about 50 or 60 millimeters of travel there. And there's your hydraulic disc brakes, Tektros, to round it out, the stopping power. As I mentioned, the stem adjusts, so it comes up here. You can raise this thing via the screw. We also have a suspension seat post and a nice Cell Royale saddle with a handle on here, so you can actually pick up the bike and move it around if you need to. That's a nice handy touch. I really like those handles on saddles. When you're parking these e-bikes, it's great to have that. Comes to lighting with a pretty small headlight, one of the smallest headlights I've ever seen. You have turn signals on the e-bike, as well as a working brake light back there. Let me get the turn signals on, left and right. And is there an indicator? Don't see one there. Let me see if it's on. It's blinking there. And I thought I pressed the left one. Okay, there's the left one. I see it on the screen. And now it's blinking. There you go. Okay, when it comes to sizing of the e-bike, this e-bike weighs 80 pounds. So it's on the heavier side. And payload capacity is 440 pounds, with the rear rack giving you about 140 pounds of capacity. It's a pretty big rack. I think you can put a passenger back there. And what else? Rider heights, 4'11" to 6'3". The stem comes up on this thing, so we'll have to go over that. But you can raise that stem by unloosening the screw and raise those handlebars up for taller riders. The reach is 16 inches, and the wheelbase is 45 inches from the center of each wheel. And yeah, let's look at the sizing of the Aventon Abound SR. Press and hold the plus and minus button until the menu appears. Okay. Select connect to app. Okay, there it is. Hit enter. Okay, there's the QR code. Pair now. Alright, my e-bike. I'm going to call it Purple Haze. Done. Save. Okay. Now allow Aventon to find Bluetooth devices. We're going to allow that. You can change the ride mode by tapping the plus and minus. Got it. Okay, so here we go. It's got a 1.6 miles on it. New firmware. Let's do that later, so we can take a look at the actual app itself. So, really nice app. So power, lock, unlock, light. So let's turn the light on and off. Just did that. Oh, lights on, lights off, lights on, lights off. Unlock the bike. I'm gonna lock it. Okay, you hear that? It's just locked. Now I can't do the kickstand. I don't think. It won't let me pull the kickstand up. So that's one of the locking features that we talked about. And really interesting stuff here. More settings. Activate network. Bike is disconnected to the app. You want to activate it now. I think they charge you for this. So there is a free trial for 1 year. What the heck? I'm going to activate it. This is where the GPS comes in. You get control from anywhere, lock and unlock it, disable motor, always find your bike, lost bike protection, enhanced security. So free trial for 1 year. Otherwise, it's $20 a year. I'm going to hit agree. I'm going to hit activate. And it's activating the network now. So that's pretty cool. And it's got the GPS down there in the bottom hub of the bike. The ACU unit right there. So this is a pretty cool tech here from Aventon. And this is definitely one of the more high-tech e-bikes I've seen today. Probably next to the electric one. This has some of the most tech I've seen come with an $18.99 e-bike. You know, for the money you get a lot of tech here. All right. Its bike's locked, so I'm going to unlock it right here. Okay, it's unlocked. Now I can do that kickstand, I believe. Yep, there you go. All right. Very cool. Very cool. I mean, you almost don't even need a lock. Almost. I'd still get one, but that's a pretty cool feature from Aventon there. Here's a close-up of that display there. Again, small. It's small, but it's really cool looking. You got your Eco, Sport. There's 3 modes. Turbo, Sport, and Eco. Those are the 3 modes. You see the battery percentage. It's in very tiny text, so if you have bad eyesight, you may have a little trouble with this. But overall, I really like the look of this. Just wish it was a little bit bigger overall. I did raise the stem a bit here, about, I don't know, 4 slots. And don't take the screw all the way out. I made that mistake, and the quill stem fell out, which I had to pull the whole thing out, put the quill stem back on, screw it back in. So just unloosen it. It should come up on you, and you can adjust it and then tighten it back down to your desired length there. All right, we're on this Aventon Abound. Oh, by the way, there's a torque sensor on this e-bike. I forgot to even mention that. But I'm in turbo mode right now. I got the seat post at all the way up at the minimum insertion point, so I got pretty good extension. And I raised the handlebars about, I don't know, 4 inches. Definitely getting a little workout here with the torque sensor. Nice swept-back handlebars. I love these handlebars. They're tall, they're upright, they sweep back a little bit, so you get decent reach. It's only a 16-inch reach here. The initial burst on the torque sensor, you really feel it. Then you're going to start working more at it. Let's try the throttle here. It's got some nice punch here. Despite being a 36-volt e-bike, that's probably the most shocking thing about this e-bike is the fact that it has 36-volt battery. but it's LG cells, high quality cells, and it's UR rated, so it works. You know, it's got 80 newton meters of torque, so I didn't realize you could get that much torque from a 36 volt battery, but it works. You know, only class 2 speeds here, of course, but here we're in turbo here. It's in nice red. You can see that. It's low 40s today. Had to do this review today because the weather is turning bad again here in Connecticut. So, oh God, I found it so hard to find days just to do reviews this winter. It's been crazy. No ghost pedaling here, not really anyway. I just kicked it into the 8th gear. Very solid e-bike. The feel, nothing rattles down here. It's not noisy at all. Of course, I have a helmet on with a skull cap, so nice and agile as well on the road here. Seat's kind of hard, definitely. But we're going to do a speed test, we're going to do a hill test, downhill run, test the brakes out, just give you my overall first in ride impressions here on this Abound SR. And yeah, first impression, I really like it. It's a pretty cool bike, and for $18.99 it's a really good value considering all the tech you get. So let's just do a speed test right here. I'm not gonna, there's 20 and that's it. So not gonna do my regular speed test because 20 miles an hour is your top speed. Sport mode, that's the middle one. You can get to 20, it looks like. I'm at 19, going downhill here, but let's try eco. All the snow is melting because it's warm. Good thing we got fenders on here. In eco mode, yeah, I'm doing like 16. With some decent pedaling, there's 17. I saw an 18 there. So in eco, it seems you gotta work harder to go faster versus the other one. So put it back in turbo there. One quick postscript to the app speed. You actually can change the speed up to 25 miles an hour within the app. Just open up the app, you'll see the speed limiter setting there on the left. Then you have to agree. There's a warning label. You have to agree to that and continue. Then you can bump it up to as much as 25 miles an hour. So it's not a full class 3. It's sort of a class 2.5, I guess you can call it. But that's nice that you can do that as well to get a little more speed out of the Abound SR. And check it out in the app. I'm really curious how it's going to do on the hill here, so let's check that out. All right, here's our hill test. Again, the throttle is very responsive, has a nice pickup, and it's chugging along here, doing 14 miles an hour, gaining speed a little bit as we start to level out slightly. I'm going to do a throttle only test and also a pedaling test just to see the difference. We'll start with the throttle only test. The steeper part is up here. I use the same hill in all my hill tests. So right this mailbox right here. Now we start getting into like the 10-11% grade. All right, 15, 14. Now we're in the 13s. Down to 12.2. Now we're in 11. 10. I saw a 10.7, only for a very short second there. So let's say 10.9, minimum speed uphill. Let's try that again with pedal assist. Actually, let's do it on this hill up here. Let's see what it's like. So I'm in turbo mode. Let me drop the gears down. All right, I'm in 5th gear. And we'll see how this thing climbs with pedaling. I will say, with the torque sensor on this e-bike, you're definitely working those legs. You really feel it. If I had to compare it to like the new electric torque sensors, That's a little easier experience, I think. This is, you're definitely working a little bit harder with this torque sensor versus that one, but all right. 11. So I'm ended up there at 11 with pedaling. And definitely, as soon as you slow down, it slows down too. So it's a much more immediate drop off and also increase when you first start pedaling. So wow, look at this landscape, nice and white. Let's do a downhill run with no power and see how she does. Feel very confident on the bike. Very solid underneath me. No cars coming. No ice, thank God. At least I hope not. Yeah, nice and easy, 30 miles an hour there. 32, 33. 33 miles an hour. Let's see how it brakes. Yeah, all right. A little skid there at the end. Came down and fishtailed a little bit, but to be expected. When you're at a dead stop and you hit the throttle, okay, there it goes. A little bit of a lag there. It's not quite an immediate push. I like this new house they're building. Pretty cool. It's like a log cabin almost. All right. Put it back in 8th gear here. This purple is just amazing color. Again, cobalt blue and stealth black are the others. But definitely go for the purple. It's pretty sweet. There's very few purple e-bikes on the market. I think Hofsco has one. And I had that Yami last year. That bike kind of sucked. So this bike's definitely a keeper. Gonna have this in my garage for a while. It's got a nice stance. It's got a nice look, and just super high quality for the price. So again, not much to complain about on this thing. I mean, it's got a small display, so if you have trouble reading, that might be an issue. Getting the stem up was a little bit of a challenge because I dropped the quill stem, but the app works great. The bike is nice and solid. I do wish it would go 28 in class 3 speeds, but can't have it all. So anyway, a lot of states are cracking down on speeds anyway. So at some point, class 2 may be all we have. But for now, I'll definitely recommend the Aventon Abound SR. It's a great e-bike, guys, and one that you should consider buying on your own. I'll give you one last look here, and we'll take a look at this e-bike and all it has to offer. That ACU unit down there, here in the middle of February in the Northeast. Nice little shot there with the river in the background. Big chain ring, that's pretty nice. I'm really curious why they put the 203s in the back, not the front. But nothing to complain about this e-bike, really. Nothing major anyway. So that's it for now. I'll see you on the next Crisscross, and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button for notifications, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Later.